Life is short. Eat your caviar with your animal crackers.
I bear the responsibility of all of my decisions. Good thing I'm always right.
Hello! I'm Hunter. Santa's been watching me while I sleep. Hardin.
And I'm Santa Claus. And welcome to the Real Housebears. Little bit of a setup here. Oh my god.
It's me, Angie you know my last name.
It's a Greek, Angie K.
It's Greek, Angie K here, owner of the Greek Mafia.
Yes.
I own them.
Yes, you do. You own some sunglasses too, girl.
You better watch yourself.
I am living for the sunglasses.
You better watch out. You know what we do to rats?
What do you do to rats?
We invite them over and, give them olives and stuff. We're cool.
Give them stuffed grape leaves?
Stuffed grape leaves.
Yes.
Stuffed grape leaves. Well, I'm very glad to be here on this podcast.
And we're so glad to have you, Angie Katzenabas.
That's my last name.
Yes. Well, we are back. I almost said back in the hot closet.
Ooh, no, we're out of the hot closet.
Thank you for those of you who made it through our last episode with the horrible sound issues that we were having. Hopefully this week's a lot better, and each week will just continue to get better and better. Literally, this new microphone that I'm using right now showed up a few hours ago. That's why it's taken so long to get this recorded.
There have been a plethora of bad days lately.
Yes.
But we're happy to be back to talk about 2 more episodes, one of them being another supersized episode. Hasn't there been 4 supersized episodes this season of Salt Lake City?
I feel like they're just adding more commercials.
Well, I feel like we could have a whole new other episode out of all the supersized episodes we've made. It's an extra 15 minutes of 4 different episodes. That would be another episode.
I wonder why they're doing that.
Well, to make me crazy, I guess. The holidays have a lot to do with it, too.
Oh, that's right.
But we are excited to be back. It's I don't know even how many more episodes there are going to be this year. I don't even know if we'll have an episode next week. I really haven't even looked into it. This could potentially be our last episode of the year. I don't even know.
Oh, no.
But in that spirit, we do have some really exciting Spotify for Podcasts year-end wrap-up.
Yes. So this year, we have grown 34% in listenership.
Yay!
Hooray!
Welcome, new listeners this year.
And now that we've been doing videos, there's 61% plus streaming.
What?
And we've gotten 54% plus followers.
Well, welcome, new followers.
Hello,
We're
new
so
followers.
Happy to have you.
And to be honest with you, the episode that gained us the most followers was with Frank Catania.
Thank you, Frank Catania. Did you ever DM him and tell him that?
I did not.
We need to
to send it
DM
to him.
Frank and tell him how much we appreciate him getting us so many new listeners.
Yeah, but our top episode of the year was episode 103, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and that's episode 14 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
We love our local Salt Lake City listeners.
Yes, yes.
Actually, we found out this weekend that we have that we've had some Salt Lake City listeners that we didn't even know about, who are kind of some, I would say, becoming friends. Every year we get invited to this fantastic Christmas party. This year I got to wear my brand new Santa suit that I got for Christmas.
Yeah, early Christmas present.
You guys, I got a full-on Christmas Chronicles inspired leather Santa suit. It is so unbelievably beautiful. If you follow me on my normal socials, you've seen my picture. It's
you've been wearing it everywhere. You wore it to the grocery store yesterday. I'm surprised you're not wearing it right now.
I'm decided to embrace my Santa. If you're watching this week's streaming video, I'm wearing my red union suit and my Santa hat as well. I've just decided to own it, love it, embrace it, and be it. The spirit of the season this year. So I got to wear my brand new Santa suit, Santa-inspired suit. It's not a costume. To Billy and John Lewis Croft's annual Christmas Kwanzaa party, which, again, is just a really lovely, fun party. And we found out that they are listeners of The Real Housebears. So this week, John and Billy Lewis Croft are hashtag Housebears famous. And we found out that Billy has a podcast of his own that we're going to hopefully do a collab on. So we're excited to get to know these guys better, and we're so thankful that they invite us to their party every year.
And they hold charity events a lot. I think they raised $12,000.
Oh, yeah, this Christmas party alone raises insane thousands and thousands of dollars. They have a really fantastic auction. They have a great bar, and the food is amazing. Listen, contrary to what Monica says, people in Utah eat.
A word.
People in Utah
that's what the
eat.
first couple seasons. I mean, even Andy Cohen says people in Utah love their meat.
Yes, I mean there was this one woman, she was serious about the food spread. Do you remember she was in front of us? I was like, this woman, she is serious about this.
She was on a mission. That paper plate was going to fold in half.
Yes,
so heavy.
because there was so much good food, and she was like,
but I love it that
she
sat right in the middle, right in the bar, and just ate it all.
She's like, screw all y'all. There's some food here, and I'm eating it. I was all over it. I
think I had dates for the very first time, too.
Bacon wrap dates?
I've never had a date before.
It was all amazing. And there was not, that I noticed, a charcuterie board, which I was thrilled about. Because, Utah, Salt Lake City Housewives.
There was a type of it was a table charcuterie board.
True. Well, we have 2 episodes to get into.
So let's get into it.
We've got some Bermuda views and Bathtub Blues.
Come on, kids, come on!
I think these 2 episodes, this whole Bermuda experience so far has been amazing. And it's going to be special when the episode starts off with a packing montage.
That means they have a lot to go through right away.
I love a packing montage. And to start off the episode, I was thrilled. We got Heather packing. We've got Monica bleaching her mustache and wearing the eye patches. We have Brooks rolling his face and completely ignoring his mother.
I found out that those rollers technically really don't do anything. Yeah, they could move stuff around a little bit and bring a little bit of blood flow, but it technically really doesn't do anything. But I still want one.
It's really just about blood flow, I would say, wouldn't you? I was so happy to see that Angie K's dog, Celia. Do you remember when they showed her a few weeks ago and her face was all pink and irritated?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything on the podcast because I forgot, but I wanted to actually make a big stink about it because I couldn't tell if her face just had some dye on it or if it was really irritated. And I was really upset about maybe the possible mistreatment of her dog.
Well, she's got to be sick. Her hair is turning pink.
But also, a lot of dogs, when they get freshly groomed, I know their face looks, because this fur is so short, you can see the pink of their flesh. But I was just glad to see that Celia's face looked really good here. She didn't seem irritated. She looked real pretty. And Whitney is packing a copy of Bad Mormon.
It's about time.
And she's obviously still in mourning about her friend passing, which we don't really hear much about for the rest of the episodes. But she's still irritated with Lisa, which we do hear about.
That's about it.
They're at the Salt Lake airport at 6 a.m.
Let's go.
Angie K is owning the zit. She's like, I got a zit. What are you going to do? Let's just decorate it.
Put a rhinestone on it.
Do it. But it looks like they're departing from the B gates, which I was confused from. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Salt Lake City airport, the B gates are what seems like miles away.
Yeah, they don't have the terminal set up to go to it, so you have to take what we call the Salty Mile.
Yes, you have to walk the Salty Mile to the B gates, which is normally the Southwest gates. But
to the right is Southwest. To the left, I've never gone down.
Okay.
I've never gone down that way.
Because
so
I remember Whitney saying, someone saying, let's go to the lounge for a drink. And I was like, well, Southwest doesn't have a lounge. So
they had a United.
Maybe
does.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay, well, Bermuda day 1, Meredith is knocked the F out.
You're just coming down off of the benzos.
That's the way I want to fly. I want to just take drugs and just like pass out. Because it's so hard to sleep on a plane. My neck always hurts when I get off.
Well, we find out that Meredith accidentally took double the pills.
And drank.
So,
it's like 5 o'clock in the morning and she's drinking already?
when they get to the van, she can barely function. She's freezing.
That's a good sign of the flu.
Yeah, I immediately thought, oh gosh, she's got the flu. We're done. But this house in Bermuda is insane.
What's insane is why the rocks are pink on the sand. I
Oh,
have no
I didn't
idea.
know if I noticed that.
So they, I think it was Lisa. I think Lisa asked why are the sands pink, and the guy says it's because the fish they eat a lot, and sometimes they'll eat the rocks, and when it digests, it turns it pink. But I'm like, are the fish eating that many rocks? Can we throw them some food or something? Like, dang, that's a lot of rocks.
I'm sure it's like algae and stuff on the rocks.
I'm
They
sure
can't
it is
be
too. It
actually
can't be like
consuming stone. You know?
That'd be some heavy fish. How do they
Right?
swim?
I don't think they're consuming stone. So everyone goes to grab their own room, and Meredith is like, I don't even have the strength to race towards a room. Certainly, someone just knows to give me a room with a bathtub, and it won't really matter beyond that.
Nope.
Well, it wouldn't have. You know, if someone would have just given her a room with a bathtub, it really would not have mattered beyond that.
No. And like Heather says later on, she's like, I don't even use the bathtub. I'm like, Heather, be nice and just give her the room. But then again, I would want a room with a view.
Meredith really got the short of the stick. The view is crap.
It doesn't even have a balcony.
It's awful. And everyone has got these amazing views. I mean, Meredith really... I'm completely team Meredith in this first
I am
portion
too.
of the
Everyone
episode.
saw how sick she was.
The least they could have done is just given her a room with a bathtub. That's all. I mean,
and you guys could have like Rochambeau to see who was going to give up their room. Like
Right?
seriously,
Yes.
like make it fair. Like,
Seriously, especially, I mean, no offense to my dear friend Heather, but if you're using your bathtub as a dirty clothes hamper.
when somebody's like desperate for a tub.
Well, and you know, also, on the other hand, I guess I should consider that Meredith could have easily gone to anyone's room and they would have gladly let her have some private time in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Meredith does like to spend hours in the bathtub. So either way, they go down to get food. Meredith's not feeling well, so she's going back up to her room to lay down. And
Into that closet of a room.
Whitney's like, which room is yours? And Meredith's like, I don't know, whichever room was left without a bathtub. Whitney, Angie take their food down by the water. Lisa and Heather go outside. Monica's going to bring some food up to Meredith.
I mean, they have chefs, fresh food prepared for them and stuff. Like, the only reason why, like, I wouldn't really watch this show, like, unless it was for you or this podcast, is because I have a hard time watching people that can afford these types of trips getting these trips for free and getting paid to do it. We know that producers pay for the meals. Yeah. I'm sure they pay for the trips as well. They probably pay for coach, but I don't know. Either way, they're getting paid to do this, and they're getting all these like freebies and all this like fresh food and stuff. And this is all people that can like afford things like this.
Mostly.
But people like normal, regular people, this is like a dream. And like we're like helping these people enjoy their dreams.
See, I'm the opposite. I watch it to watch these affluent women go live these extravagant lifestyles.
It just makes me feel
jealous,
shitty.
Jealous.
And jealous. Yeah, of course I feel jealous.
I mean, I've known, you know, for those of you who are new listeners, you might not know that Hunter used to be very anti-reality TV, in particular Housewives. Mm-hmm. But
I just have a hard time watching rich people problems, you know?
Thanks to a Vanderpump Rules marathon on one day, he got sucked into the world of Bravo, and here he is, and now he couldn't live his life without the Housewives.
Oh my gosh!
But I've always known since day one, the whole reason is because you were jealous of watching these people live lives that you went.
I mean, of course.
Like, it doesn't take Inspector Gadget to figure out what you're doing.
Wouldn't anybody listening would kill to go with all their friends to a Bermuda trip like this and
Oh
get
my
paid to
God.
do it. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
Absolutely.
And have a chef alone on vacation.
Oh, please. Well, the conversations are all about Lisa and Whitney. They haven't spoken since the jewelry event. Whitney sent Lisa a text to which she did not respond. In Whitney's confessional, she does mention how their friendship was a pivotal moment and Lisa became a better version of herself. So this conversation that Heather and Lisa are getting ready to have is not out of nowhere.
Far-fetched. It's what Whitney is saying.
Yeah. So Heather kind of tells Lisa the same thing. And Lisa's like, no, I was already perfect. There was nothing I needed for Whitney to make better.
Oh my gosh, Lisa is pissed.
Yes, she is. So meanwhile, Monica's bringing Meredith her food, and Meredith's feelings are understandably hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They even show a flashback of even Whitney going, as long as Meredith gets a bath, like I'm totally Team Meredith on this.
And plus, you guys, she's like dying.
I feel like I'm dying right now.
Give her last dying wish.
Well, Lisa's like, man, good thing we did that Pioneer Day because Meredith sure is good at milking. So Monica joins Heather and Lisa, and she explains why Meredith is upset for the women being selfish.
I'm not selfish.
You cannot accuse Lisa Barlow of anything.
I'm not selfish.
If you ever say anything, she will respond immediately back saying that that's not who she is.
You have to lead Lisa Barlow to self-discovery. You cannot accuse her of anything. That's a typical child with a lot of siblings.
Oh gosh, that's coming from somebody that has no siblings.
Exactly.
So they think that they're better than everybody.
Oh, I'm not
and they
better.
don't know how to share.
I'm not better. It's just so obvious.
And you don't know how to fight.
No, you're right. Heather's not giving up her bathtub. Lisa's not giving up her view. Monica calls her daughter Bree and kind of rubs it in. What a beautiful place they're staying in.
I hate this toxic relationship between her and her daughter.
Me too. More later. So, one of the greatest moments in Housewives history is Meredith hooked up to an IV, getting her makeup done in bed.
And while she's saying, I have no idea what's going on. I have no clue what's happening.
I mean, that is top Housewives. Vicky Gunvalson wishes she could have had her makeup done in bed with an IV. Like, that is beautiful television right there.
That is pretty baller. I like that a lot.
What's also beautiful is that Whitney is running behind because she's taking a bath. Right when Heather says, does Meredith not realize that we're not going to have time for a bath on this trip? And then there's Whitney.
Playing in the bubbles.
Gosh, this is prime Housewives time, you guys. It's prime time to be enjoying Housewives. They're all enjoying they've all had a dark and stormy, the national drink of Bermuda, which we did find out there is not a national drink of the United States, and there is not a state drink of Utah.
But they did mention that Utahns really do like to drink root beer, but they have not made it a national drink.
That's true. Alexa really did totally say that.
It's
when we asked
crazy.
Alexa if there was a state drink of Utah, she said, while they do love root beer, it's not the state drink. That's funny. They end up enjoying a drink named after a famous female Bermudian Olympian, Flora Duffy. Whitney arrives looking and feeling fresh. Once they finally leave for dinner, Meredith has made it. But right before the commercial break, she has a question for everyone in the car. And
everybody's like, oh, God.
Let's just play the sound.
Who here has a room with a bathtub in it?
I mean, that was a chilly question right there. That was chilly. But you know what? Another thing, when not a few weeks ago, I had the stomach flu, so I had a really bad fever, and I was freezing to death, and I knew that all I wanted to do was I can't fit in a normal-sized bathtub, but get in a shower. And so I felt so bad for Meredith that she was freezing, and the only thing she wanted was to get in a hot tub. Oh, it's the worst. So Meredith and Angie K. Poor Meredith, she's been hooked up to an IV, and as soon as she gets on that bus, it gets started. Meredith and Angie K get into an argument about Meredith saying something disrespectful to Heather about having her legs open.
She's like, you made snarky comments, so I didn't think you were sick. Like,
it was
okay,
such a stupid argument. Then they get back into Meredith threatening Angie K's family, and everyone's like, can we please?
And
please?
Meredith, again, is like, that's not a threat. And we did look up what a threat was. And it is a threat.
Yes, Meredith does threaten quite a bit. But nonetheless, they've already talked about it. It's already over. Everyone on the bus is tired of hearing about it. So meanwhile, Monica's like, well, I'm just going to take selfies. Like, screw, I'm tired of hearing this. I just think I look cute.
And during that fight, didn't Meredith also say, oh, honey, I can destroy anybody I want?
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, Meredith, quit saying stuff.
Is that a threat?
Over at the White Horse Pub, Lisa orders one of everything on the menu. She is so hungry.
It's because production pays for it.
But you know what? I wouldn't eat most of the things that she ordered. I was like, gross, 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 gross.
But you are by the water.
True. Meredith explains that she was just simply trying to express that her feelings was hurt. And if she doesn't tell everyone that her feelings are hurt, then how are they going to know? And that was one of the most mature things that anyone could have said this whole season. And it actually resonated with everyone. They apologized, and it was over. Yeah. Really, sometimes if you just say what you mean without any extra things to muffle it up, you get what you need. Mm-hmm. Which I guess, not really. She needed more than an apology. She needed a freaking bath.
I know. And everybody's just like, sorry. But when Lisa says sorry, I just feel like it wasn't genuine. Because she's just like, yeah, sorry.
I know. I mean, it wasn't. Then, in the spirit of hurt feelings, Whitney brings up her hurt feelings with Lisa. Lisa gets defense. She's like, listen, grieving is difficult. Everyone grieves differently. I was walking on eggshells around you all night long. I didn't know what to say. If you need me in a specific way, then you should tell me. Listen, Lisa Barlow is so good at gaslighting.
Gaslighting, manipulation, 101.
She's so good at it. I'm not offended by it. I love it. I love it. She's like, it's your fault that you didn't tell me how you needed me. Rather than, you know what, maybe I could have been a more intuitive friend and kind of read your vibe or even just simply asked you what you needed. But instead, she's like, well, if you need me in a specific way, then you need to be specific. I love her. I love her so much.
I know. She's so good at it. Like, I'm not selfish.
I'm not selfish.
And then she's like, well, I guess you had a conversation where I'm self-absorbed and you're helping me be a better person. And Whitney gets really mad thinking that Heather was meddling in their friendship. And I don't know that when Heather was telling Lisa the story earlier about how Whitney was saying these things, I don't feel like Heather was like being pointed and trying to be poisonous. I think she was just saying, well, you know, Whitney was telling me how, you know, how much she's enjoying your relationship and, you know, this thing that you're getting out of their relationship. I didn't feel like Heather was trying to meddle. Or
Heather,
am I being naive?
I kind of naive a little bit because Heather is even like, well, don't you feel like a better person?
Okay. Oh, you're right. I'm being naive. But again, Lisa hates to be accused of anything. They keep arguing about, well, I've defended you to her. Well, I've defended you to her. Well, you know what? And I've defended her to you to her. And they just keep on going, and it just goes around and around. And Meredith and Angie K at least have a nice moment where we're like, Lisa ain't us, sister.
Right, for now.
Whitney eventually tells Heather to shut the F up.
Gasp.
You know. Whitney explains her hurt feelings to Lisa, and it seems okay. But Heather's just like, when did you all become such good friends? Like, really?
Well, like, you were the first, like, you think of Lisa to be the first person to, like, care for you when you're going through, like, a grieving.
When
like,
did this happen?
She's like, that's weird. Because even Heather's like, I know Lisa. Lisa's not going to coddle you. She doesn't even know your friend died, even though you told her yesterday.
Well, they do try to, like, Whitney tries to smooth it over by cheering, and Heather's like, I'm not cheering you to be on Lisa's cult.
I'm not cheering to that.
And it just really ends up with Heather and Whitney being at odds, and it's over.
It was weird that Whitney says, like, if you knew our friendship, me and Lisa's friendship, you guys would be triggered and try to ruin it.
I mean, I don't know. It's just because, well, yeah, I don't know.
Listen, people change.
Times,
you get different opinions about people. You're allowed to change your mind about somebody.
I will say there has been a time in my life when my best friend was getting close and spending time with another group of friends, and that I did feel insane jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like they're just jealous is oftentimes a cop out, but maybe not. Maybe not. All right, well, back at the house, Whitney is passed out on the van. Thank God they got video. They're all eating leftovers, and Whitney steals Heather's leftover tartar sauce, which Monica's like, Heather's going to kick your ass. And then they have a debate on who could beat each other's ass between Heather and Whitney.
I do love it when people say, like, oh, I'm trained in karate or Krav Maga and jiu-jitsu and stuff. I'm like, oh, do you still train? When was the last time you trained?
Remember that time I didn't know what Krav Maga was and I mispronounced it horribly?
You're like Krav Maga?
I was like, what is Krav Maga? What in the world is that?
I just think it's funny because, like, when you're fighting in a real fight, it's different. I mean, if you're really trained in it, you have to train your whole life for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess you could get like maneuvers and stuff, but I'm like, just because you know some moves in jiu-jitsu and stuff doesn't mean you're not just going to grab each other's hair. You're just going to grab each other's hair and swat at each other.
True.
You guys aren't going to throw punches. That's crazy.
Well, at the end of the episode, Monica and Meredith have a little bit of a bonding moment. You know, Meredith's tired of arguing with Angie K. Meredith still feels as if she's, in fact, reacting to Angie K., not the other way around. And then Monica tells a story where she and Meredith were in Park City, where there used to be a lot of Greek mafia, and Meredith said that she believed that Angie K. was part of the Greek mafia, which I was just like, you guys, mafia in Salt Lake City, like, really?
Angie?
What kind of...
Are you kidding me?
What kind of mafia is in Salt Lake City unless she's running a mafia in some other city from Salt Lake City? I'm like...
It's just a little...
You guys...
It's very, very far. Like, what do you guys... You guys don't have anything to talk about.
And then later, Monica gets a phone call from Meredith asking, hey, I got all these weird DMs. Have you received these weird DMs? And... Monica looks, voila, there are all of these weird DMs.
From an account that was made in like that year, has 16 followers and only 22 posts and no profile picture. You guys realize that trolls can make this stuff up just for the fun of it? And just to try to get stuff stirred, just to be like, oh, I started that. You know, there's just trolls everywhere, and it's so easy to fake forums, especially if you don't know what those look like.
I mean, haven't we been through this already last year with the episode
FCC.
I was in called Finsta Fight?
Hi, everybody. Hello. Thank you all so much for being here. So my name's Corey.
I mean, haven't we already been through this with the Harringtons? Hey, Chris Harrington.
Yes. Yes, we have. We've gone through this in another season.
So, I mean, I can see why they're suspicious. But, wow, we're still in Bermuda. We still got lots more Bermuda to talk about. Did we miss? I don't think we missed anything.
I don't think we missed it. The only thing that I had at the very end was Meredith says karma comes back to bite you.
Oh.
But she's not interested in these messages, like it seems.
How many times does Meredith say, well, if they say it enough about you, you might as well make it true? Isn't that a threat? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what a threat is. But we'll figure it out during the break.
Bye.
Gonna wet my whistle because it's kind of a lot of information.
This is Heather Gay from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and you're listening to the Real Housebears podcast.
And we're back. Day 2 in Bermuda.
Bermuda Day 2. The shadiest opening. Last episode, we get to open with a packing montage. This episode, we get to see a montage of everyone's beautiful view except for Meredith.
I know. By the way, I finally caught Monica's tagline. Now that I've gotten to know her and stuff, she says she keeps her friends close, but her secrets closer. Has she kept a secret on the show at all?
Oh, I think at the end of this, I think the end of the season is going to blow our mind. I think there's something very unexpected that we don't know about.
I just think that's a shady tagline.
Listen, Monica is polling very well, and a lot of even in big magazines and stuff like that, she's getting Best New Housewife of the Year. A lot of people are saying, I don't care if she's lying. I don't care if she's making every word up. She is stirring these ladies up, and I'm living for it.
Oh, I mean, she's a great housewife, for sure.
I'm trying to, I love all housewives.
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you're on the Housewives. You're supposed to do this. That's it's the formula.
But again, she and Heather are going through legal battles right now, and it's hard for me. I realize it's not best for me as the journalist that I am.
There's just a lot of
shady. To be one-sided.
She's a lot of shady stuff, though.
Always Team Heather, no matter what.
Word.
Okay, it's Monica's 39th birthday. Monica brings her, or not Monica, Whitney brings Monica a salty AF birthday gift. Heather is outside decorating the breakfast area for Monica's birthday. Angie K joins her. She asks Heather if she had a fun night, and Heather's like, well, no. Night ended up with Whitney telling me to shut the F up.
I do love it when they say this because everyone's so offended by it. And Meredith's I just don't like those kind of words. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't do those kind of things. Those things are nasty. Cut to her flashbacks of her saying almost verbatim exactly the same things, but even worse.
But you know what? When Meredith is wearing her Brooks Marks sweatsuit, that's when she used the proper language.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whitney comes out as they're talking about her. Of course, Heather's like, why'd you come at me like that last night? And Whitney immediately is like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have talked to you like that. I don't want to talk to you like that.
And I don't like how Heather responded to that.
Yeah, she's like,
Whitney's not your child. You didn't need to say it like that. It was kind of rude because she straight up apologized, and it was a good apology. And you could have said, all right, I just really don't want to hear you say that again. You don't have to say, don't ever do it again.
Yeah, it was
that's a little too much.
Don't ever do it again.
Yeah, it was a bit abrupt and not aggressive, but I don't know.
It was aggressive.
Well, what is aggressive are ball sacks.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how
ball
you use them.
Ball sacks can be aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Or sometimes you wish they would be a little bit more aggressive, to be honest with you.
Jesus.
Lisa Barlow joins them as the decorations are being done and takes credit for all the decorations.
That's definitely a me thing.
But I love it when she makes a funny about getting jazz tickets by blowing. I was like, you good for you having a sense of humor about that. Monica comes out while they're finishing decorating, and they're having a traditional Bermudian breakfast.
I just saw breakfast potatoes, honey.
I know.
Those look so good. I love breakfast potatoes, except for when they put too much bell peppers in there.
Yeah,
then I don't like
crazy about it.
I like a couple, but
yeah, when I travel, I always stay at a Hilton brand hotel, which oftentimes includes a Hampton Inn. And their breakfast potatoes always have red and green peppers in them, and I'm always very upset about it. When they go sit down to eat, Heather gives Monica the queen for a day scepter and crown and sash. Monica gives a tearful... Monica will cry.
Monica will tell you how miserable her life has been.
She will tell you.
She has no, every single time anything... Thank you so much. I've never even had a birthday celebrated in my entire life.
As a matter of fact, my mother has never said happy birthday
I know,
ever
it's just,
before.
I can't, these tears that she puts in immediately like
she
that,
will
I can't
pull
do
them
it.
out, whether she's happy, whether she's sad.
Or when she wants attention.
Well, which is all of those.
Mm-hmm.
So Monica tells them that she's going to go see her family today.
But first, jet skiing on the ocean. We did that.
Yes,
and
we
fell
did.
over a bunch of times because two heavy guys on it don't mix well.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Heather asked Monica, what are you going to talk to your family about? And Monica immediately was like, well, I'm going to tell them about their cousin Linda. And then it was disappointing to find out that Linda didn't show up to therapy.
When Linda's the one that wanted it to go.
Yeah, listen, but I'm rooting for either of them to not be as horrible of a person as they seem to be, but they keep letting me down.
Just, sometimes you can let go of family too. Sometimes family can be too toxic for you to handle.
100%. I had a cousin who I grew up with who made a post about gay marriage, and I was like, well, you know what? We don't have to see eye to eye, but we don't have to have a relationship either.
Yeah. You don't bring joy to my life.
Amen. So they're going to.
You don't suck my.
I'm not getting jazz tickets.
I just kicked everything.
Seriously, you got crazy.
I got crazy right there.
I don't really talk this way in the home. Does that make sense?
All right, so they're going to have a Pirates of the Bermudian themed party.
Oh God! And you can see Lisa's having a panic attack. Costume,
you
costume.
Guys, quit making Lisa Barlow
no
dress
costume.
up in a costume. You guys, please.
Just let her do her. She is here to serve Lisa, and she's happy about that. You guys should be too.
But Lisa's like, I got at least 2 earrings, and Heather's like, Whitney's having such a good impact on you. So
see what I'm saying? How Heather has that just. I love how much Heather.
She just can't pass up a funny. She can't pass up a funny.
I mean, but it is shady.
I mean, it's totally shady, but she can't pass up a funny. She just can't. Monica texts Lisa and asks her to come to her room. Mm-hmm. And then invites Lisa to go with her to see her family.
I know. I'm wondering what.
But then again, I was thinking, who else on this trip would she?
I know.
She's not really close with any of them. No one really trusts her that much at this point.
Mm-mm. But Lisa, they just had a big beef earlier, throughout this whole season.
Yeah, this whole season.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was positive. It was I like Monica's reasoning of I want to continue this projection that we're on.
I want you to get to know who I am, who I don't even know who I am.
And Lisa, excitedly accepted the invite. She wasn't oh man, I couldn't. I would much rather sit here. She would probably much rather be sitting on the beach and getting her tan. Mm-hmm. But she excitingly accepted the invite.
Semi-excitingly, I felt.
Oh, no, I thought I
thought she thought it was great. She's like, yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
Oh,
I love this.
I thought she was genuine about it.
Well, I think she was going to be, but I mean.
So Monica then fills in Lisa on this whole Greek mafia situation. And while she's telling Lisa about the whole Greek mafia situation,
mafia boss Angie is desperately trying to get on this pool floaty.
It is comedy gold right there. Comedy. The editors, they don't sleep. The editors of Bravo do not sleep. It was so funny. I just could not take it.
I mean, it is really hard to get on a pool floaty.
Even
for a mob boss.
It is. Even for a mob boss. Listen, it's hard enough. So Lisa immediately is like, well, Meredith's behind it.
Yeah.
She sees right through it. Why else would... this is a valid question. Why would Monica get these DMs? She was not announced as a cast member. No one except someone who was involved in production would even know that she was involved with these women.
Well, didn't she film the book signing, the episode that I was in a lot this season? People knew her by then, and the Bermuda trip didn't happen until after that. So lots of people knew she was a housewife. Lots of people did.
I don't know.
It was announced at the beginning of the season. People.
I don't know if it was announced.
It was early. It was leaked early, way early.
Okay.
And plus, you guys, it could even be production. Let's just make it interesting.
There's, you're right. You're okay. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you, but this is all way too familiar.
I do love that Monica. She's like, God, I'm very upset that someone is using me to spread rumors. And I'm like, well, don't spread rumors. You're just running around to everybody spreading anything anybody has said to you. Nobody's using you. You're just doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, it last season, or was it maybe earlier this season? It's hard for me to remember. When Whitney was always like, Meredith, you put it out there and then you let me say the rest. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, I felt that was very cloudy last season.
Very cloudy.
But this does look a lot like that.
And doesn't this happen in other franchises?
So yes, but here's the deal. I'm caught between a moment of, I don't believe that Meredith would really do this. Like, it just seemed, why would Meredith
She said she
try
doesn't.
to drag up legal documentation about Angie K or have someone do it for her? Why
Maybe
would
she just doesn't like to lose. Maybe
So-
she's just very
I
does
don't know.
not like to be on the short end
mean,
of a stick.
it's just hard. That's where I'm
Listen,
caught. I'm caught between
she
those two
said-
places. I'm caught between
Meredith-
Would Meredith really do this between also, okay, this is reality TV, and I really want to buy into the fact that Meredith could have done this because I don't know Meredith Marks.
Well, I'll push your fear even more on this one. She said she doesn't have time to do this kind of stuff. Honey, you spend like 3 hours in a tub with your phone and a glass of wine.
Don't come after my bathtub.
Okay.
So yes, 100% she's doing it. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just kind of a weird place to be because, I mean, it's just, who would do that? I don't know. All right, so on the way to the beach, Heather is talking about her daughter, Ashley, living her best life.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, what?
Angie says that there's Mormon raps out there.
What does that mean?
Mormon rap songs.
Oh.
Songs.
You know what? I think I have heard of that.
I have to find these. They are
Well,
going to
when
be
I was
so
younger,
white.
when I was younger, there was a rap song called "The Bible Break." Praise the Lord, for goodness sake, we're all going to take a Bible break. I said, praise the Lord, for goodness sake, we're all going to take a Bible break. So when your fingers start to pop and your feet start to snap, you're listening to the righteous rap.
Oh, honey, don't do that again. We'll cut that out. That was rough. And the fact that you knew it so well.
Because I performed it in church.
Oh, my God. Yikes.
You even wrap the books of the Bible. It's like Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel. I don't remember anymore.
I don't know if I would have said yes to you if I knew this back when you proposed to me. I don't know. This is crazy.
I just had a flashback. I wonder if I still have that accompaniment track anywhere.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so Heather's talking about Ashley living her best life in California, and Monica blurts out, has Ashley had sex?
What? Who asked this to
On
TV?
camera. On
TV.
camera. That's the
like,
thing.
if you're friends with somebody, you'd be like, hey, have you guys talked about sex? Is she having sex?
Off camera when
Off
they're
camera.
shooting the shit. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. But I would not expect Heather to answer that on camera.
And Monica felt like she was getting sex shamed. I'm like, no, you're just horny and it's rude.
I mean, Heather doesn't care if Ashley's had sex. She just doesn't feel like it's her business to tell the world. And y'all, and
this is a young girl.
and especially again, growing up here, it's hard to be deprogrammed. Because like Heather, and it's going to come up again later this episode, Heather is really, really embarrassed to talk about sex.
Oh my gosh! Like there's one time you brought up I think a black wiener picture
Oh no,
or something.
she did. So
She
someone on our way to the concert, on the way to the Amy Grant concert that we went to together, Heather was showing me how someone had texted her something that you clicked on, and when you clicked it, it showed a big black wiener, and it horrified her.
She really goes into an anxiety panic. She cannot talk about it.
Like in the church, especially pornography and sex are the most serious things.
Where do you think they got missionary position from?
So like you can't, even though no one flirts better than Heather Gay, like no one's got a better flirt than Heather Gay. She is so squeamish.
Do not talk
to
about the
talk
act.
about sex
The act
in
of
general.
sex. Yeah.
But again, I still would not tell the whole world that my daughter had sex. It would
that's
not
just
be
very
my story to tell.
tasteless.
So we go water skiing. I feel the same with Heather. Like I don't feel like it's not exciting. It's scary for me to be on a water ski.
Me too. Like, it's fun that I'm above the water, but when I fall into the water, it freaks me out. And I don't look down into the water either, and I always go fast because I don't want anything grabbing me or eating me.
So, like, on our honeymoon, we went on a jet ski together, and I was way too much weight on the back. So we just took me back to the shore, and I was like, to be honest with you, I just want Hunter to go out there and spend the rest of the time and enjoy it. And then he came back, and I was like, no, you go ahead.
I was scared being out there by myself. And then I saw that turtle that we saw. It scared the hell out of me.
I know you can rally. You're tough.
Whitney is unsurprisingly a wild woman on a jet ski. And then we have that feeding the fish moment when Monica made a comment about the fish eating more than the women have eaten all week. And I was like,
no. when have the ladies not eaten? They've been eating at every meal. Like,
it was just
Monica,
it was just easy. It was just an easy bad joke.
But do you know that she does that on every single confession? It's either her crying or it's her cutting down the other ladies in some kind of form of fashion and showing that she's like real down to earth and stuff.
Of course. Back on the bus. First of all, I love Heather's like silver cover dress. It's been very controversial on social media, but I love it. So Monica gets a text. She immediately starts crying and storms off the bus.
Oh my gosh. And I've seen this before at like my middle school dance when one of the girls like doesn't get enough attention and she runs off crying.
Well, listen, I feel like she's valid to have her feelings hurt and to be very upset about this.
No.
I do.
No.
I completely do.
I feel it's a huge it's a huge ploy for more attention. Because we know that that's not her mom didn't have anything to do.
Well, no, we're not talking about her mom's involvement.
I know that.
Just
but
the fact that it's canceled.
But before we found that all out, it wasn't even canceled. They said that they needed to find another venue, somebody that had a bigger house, somebody that had a better house. Monica, she uses her mom to get attention too. Like it's ridiculous.
I'm not talking about the mom thing yet.
I know.
That's
But
wrong.
I could see right through it even before we found out about anything. I was like, I said to you, show the text. I want to see the text saying that your mom, we don't want you here, blah, blah, blah. Because every single franchise shows the text. They will show the text.
I'm just saying I understand why she's upset that her family can't. They ended up not filming with her at all. And I can understand why she is upset about them. She didn't get to see them. She didn't get to have those scenes on the show. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of reasons to be upset about that. So that I can understand. But then immediately accusing her mother of it.
Yes.
You just made that up.
And there's another red flag too later on. She slips up on saying something about her mom.
You just made that up and then called your daughter and told her that she did it.
She said, no, this is where she slipped up. She said, I think your grandma had something to do with it. I think. So she doesn't even know. And another thing, calling your daughter okay, first of all, God bless this poor daughter.
Bree is an
You could
angel.
tell that she's more like her father and not like her mother.
You did not tell me that I haven't been unbuttoned down to my navel this whole entire
You're a slut. Time. Like, I thought that was just the way you were wearing it.
Oh, my boobs are popping out. Hey, that's how we like them.
Where was I?
Sorry, we're talking about Monica and Bree.
Yeah, and so you could tell Bree's much more like her father and much not like her mom. But I understand that their friendship and stuff, but I have a hard time with parents unloading and involving their children in the drama. Like, my family had a lot of drama growing up. I didn't find out anything until I asked when I was like 21. I started asking questions about things, and that's when my family started telling me everything that happened. But they didn't let me know anything was wrong.
How are these children ever going, if let's say down the road you end up repairing your relationship with your mother, how are those children ever going to have a relationship with them because you've been poisoning their minds since they were children?
Thank you.
And earlier in the season, you said that you don't like to get your children involved in your drama. So it infuriates me, and we've talked about it practically every episode, because practically every episode, Monica gets her children involved in their drama.
Yeah. And also, Monica says, when she's bawling back in the car, in the thing, she says, my mom will take any chance to hurt me. And I was like, you do that too. Remember when your mom apologized and came back with the car, you told her to walk home? Like,
they're both despicable.
They're both, listen, stop. Just don't have a relationship with your grandma. If your kids want to have a relationship with grandma, great. and don't have a relationship with your mom. You know, it's just, it's toxic. You guys
Do or
aren't
don't.
good for each other.
Do or don't. I love how Lisa, though, like, tough loves her back to the butt. She's like, you're okay. You're okay. We're going back now. Even though Lisa is being really sweet, she's like, oh my God, Monica, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry she hurt you. Like, Lisa's being great. She really is.
Yeah. And, you know, it's, I understand it. She hasn't seen her family in 30 years. So, I mean, what are you really missing?
Yeah, I totally support, well, and I support her being upset.
No,
I
of
don't
course.
support her throwing her mother under the bus without some evidence.
Yeah.
It really just turns out that they didn't want to film at this particular person's house and they couldn't find another place to film. I think that's really what happened.
Yeah. And
I don't know why Monica still couldn't have visited them off camera. I mean, lots of people do stuff like that, but
listen, I don't have time for
Back
it.
at the house, they have a lovely beachside picnic with Bermudian fish sandwiches.
Oh, that fish sandwiches don't appeal to me. I don't.
Not that they aren't fresh. Like if they've been packed away for 5-10 minutes, I don't eat enough fish that I can't eat it like fresh from the grill. You know
I don't even know if I could do that. I don't know. Fish sandwiches doesn't
I like
appeal
a
to me.
fish sandwich. Yeah, like a fish po' boy. Yeah.
No.
Anyhow, Lisa suggests a game. Marry, F, kill with husbands and ex-husbands. Angie K has never played Marry, F, kill. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe.
I don't think a lot of Mormons have.
I don't think she grew up Mormon. She grew up Greek Orthodox.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's weird.
Or Catholic or something. Anyhow. Meredith is going to marry F and kill Seth. Seth gets killed a lot.
Yeah.
But Monica chooses to F him. She chooses to F Seth. She would kill Hot Sean, but she would actually F both Seth and Hot Sean.
And to be honest, Justin's getting married a lot.
Yeah, practically everyone's marrying Justin. Whitney is going to marry John Barlow. That's a good steady.
Yeah.
Bless his heart. She's going to F Hot Sean and kill Seth. Lisa is going to marry Justin or Hot Sean. No one's marrying Hot Sean, y'all. We're all just F'ing him. Come on. She's going to F John Barlow.
But if the opportunity comes, Idris Elba as well.
Amen, sister.
Word.
Amen.
That is one of the most sexiest men alive.
Idris Elba is my number one on my list of 5 celebrities I'm allowed to hook up with if I meet them in person.
That accent, man.
He's perfectly gorgeous. Perfectly gorgeous.
And I haven't heard anything bad about him in public life, you know?
Lisa doesn't kill anybody. Angie K is also going to marry. Everyone marries Justin except for Whitney. She's going to kill Monica's ex-husband. That was good. That was
great, saying that you're going to kill Monica's children's dad.
But I mean, someone's got to die. I mean,
Somebody's got to die.
Seth is dying over and over again. And she's going to F her own husband, Hot Sean. Don't blame you. And then Heather, she's picking Seth for everything also. Okay, your turn.
Oh, my turn? I would marry Justin because I want to see that cute face every morning. And
you still get to sleep with him.
Yeah. I would F Hot Sean, of course.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's already gay.
How dare you?
I'm just kidding. Totally just kidding. And I would kill my ex.
Oh, I keep forgetting exes. I was going to kill John Barlow just because I've never met him. And he's not Hot Sean. So otherwise, of course, I'm marrying Justin and effing Hot Sean. I'd F Seth as well.
I do have a little crush on Seth. He's so cute in person.
He's adorable.
This is so hard, you know, when you have love a dude.
Lisa and Angie K go for a walk. They're wearing matching Versace
I
bathing
know.
suits.
How come nobody's saying anything about this?
Oh, I'm saying something about it. It's perfect. It should be on a movie, not on a reality TV show. And then Lisa tells Angie K everything that Monica told her about what Meredith has been saying and what Meredith has been doing.
Getting Angie hyped up.
Well, Lisa even tells Angie K that she believes it.
Yes. I mean, Lisa's not holding anything back.
And she is not over that documentation coming out last season. Maybe never will be. Lisa will be the first person to tell you that she doesn't hold a grudge, but I bet you she's holding that grudge. Angie K, she's like, well, I'm just going to get gangsta then.
Okay.
Back at the house, Heather updates Ashley on the sex talk on the bus.
But do you see how they communicate? They just talk about fun stuff and
Yeah.
like how life going and stuff. They don't talk about like, this is what's going wrong in my life.
And
this-
Heather's just like, and if you are having sex, I hope it's great. I don't need to hear about it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she's also said a time or two, but if you need someone to talk about, I'm right here.
Mm-hmm. And that's what parents should do.
Right. Whitney is reading Bad Mormon.
I love it that Whitney's like, people don't think I read books.
I know. And then remember earlier in the season, we find out that Lisa Barlow is quite an avid reader, except she's never read the Book of Mormon.
Mm. Or, yeah. Or, yeah.
Angie K goes to Monica's room. Monica fills Angie K in, elaborates about the DMs coming once Meredith called her. Then we have the getting ready montage. Monica calls Bree. Poor Bree.
This poor girl. She's holding this whole family together, it seems.
She's just so good. I feel like Lisa Barlow really did do pirate-inspired fashion.
She did the best Lisa Barlow could do.
I don't know. Didn't she wear like a pink or a fuchsia or something like that? I don't know if that's... But she, the belt and the hoop earrings, I feel like that is pirate-inspired. I feel like Meredith did pretty well. I mean, they did fashion. They didn't do costume.
Yeah, except for Monica.
The rest of the women, full-on costume.
Yeah.
But Meredith and Lisa, they did pirate-inspired.
I loved Meredith's head wrap.
Me too.
It was very pretty.
And Monica is straight up Johnny Depp here. These women walking down the stairs and then through the cave, poor Whitney Rose, girl, didn't you learn anything in Thailand? Do you remember when she showed up in Thailand and she had her shoes and had to walk up that hill?
I don't know why any of these ladies take high heels out to tropical places. Because it's always this. Bring flats or bring wedges.
Or just take your shoes off.
Yeah.
No one's licking them tonight. But cute to go through the cave to go to dinner.
This is such a cool experience.
Honestly, this is insane.
In a cave like that.
Most of the women order a dark and stormy, but Meredith is only drinking hot tea, if you know what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
That she's literally drinking hot tea.
Oh.
Monica thanks everyone, then starts another effing game.
Oh, gosh. You guys,
Since I was sex shamed on the bus, I thought we could all say when was the last time we all had sex.
Like, why is this so important to you?
I mean,
I do like it. I love it when other ladies talk about sex on other shows because they're hilarious, especially like Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it when those ladies talk about sex.
Yes. I'm sorry, but I don't believe that Angie K and Hot Sean had goodbye sex.
I have a bad feeling that most of them did have goodbye sex, except for Whitney.
Well, I mean, they're even having problems lately.
I know, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Meredith and Seth would be the only ones who did. These days,
I just want to see Justin be like, "Oh, I need to get you before you leave. Don't leave."
Oh yeah. Heather doesn't want to answer, and again, as a single woman who is having, out of marriage sex, growing up where that is the ultimate sin. Even though she doesn't abide by the same rules anymore, you just can't let these types of things go so easily. It hasn't been that long, y'all.
Yeah, but I don't think Heather needs to really make it seem like she's the only single person on there and that Monica, just because she's going through divorce, that she's not single. I'm like, why is this important?
Right. I mean, it is supposed to be a game. And I don't feel like the argument needed to get that heated.
No, but
I feel like both Monica and Heather both overreacted here.
Yeah.
Monica overreacted to Heather not wanting to give an answer. I feel like she has the right to not give an answer as a single woman who doesn't want to be slut-shamed on national television.
I like that Lisa even stands up for Heather.
Yeah. But I do feel like Heather got a little bit, I feel like she got heightened pretty quickly
Yeah,
as well.
And then saying "shut the F up," just like Whitney said to her.
Yes.
Like, yeah. And then it's just silent, and Whitney's like, "Maybe we should not play games anymore."
Right?
I'm like, that's probably a good idea.
Oh.
Actually, no, keep playing games.
I'm torn. It always goes. They always maybe play a fun game. Don't play a shady game.
The best game was the Mormon wagon. Who are you going to throw off the Mormon wagon?
No, that was the worst.
That was the best because they only got one answer. And then it instantly went into a fight.
But remember on Miami when they did this, or did you see this week when they did a scavenger hunt on Miami?
No.
This week, they actually did a scavenger hunt on Miami, and everyone had a great time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was no shade whatsoever. Everyone just had to go to different places in the home and take pictures of things or take a shot and do this and do that. And everyone had a great effing time.
Well, it's because they don't have to like reveal anything.
Well, I'm like,
all they're doing is scavenger hunt.
But let's just play more games like that occasionally.
No, that's boring.
Okay, fair. Well, it's not going
like,
to be
make
boring
a game
for long.
like you all have had poison and there's an antidote somewhere in this house and the first one to get it gets it.
There you go.
Make that game.
Well, you know, it's not going to be boring for long because Angie K's got some information that she needs to bring up with Meredith.
Oh, hold on. I need a sip of my drink,
You know
too.
what? I left my drink over there in the kitchen. I've been sitting here through this whole entire second half desperate. I want to pause.
That's a shame.
I can just edit out this moment while I go get my drink.
Oh, my goodness. So unprofessional.
Everyone, get ready, break. Break!
Are you back, Alki?
I am back. All right, so Meredith denies ever saying that Angie K was in the Greek mafia or has ever talked about fraudulent behavior. And Monica butts in, she's like, but we had this conversation. And Whitney and Lisa are both like, this is all sounding way too familiar. So like,
Yeah, didn't we do this last year?
Yeah, so Angie K really loses her cool. She's like, Google me. I make millions of dollars a year. Google me. And Lisa, you know, again, we all love an unhinged, as to quote Heather, an unhinged Lisa Barlow.
And everyone knows I love an unhinged Lisa Barlow.
Meredith, it's done. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you doing this mean stuff.
You have been made out.
I need bread.
I love her talking to Heather while Heather's not listening to her, saying, I need bread. Do you need bread? I need bread.
Cosmo.
Cosmo, yeah.
His name. Cosmo or whatever his name is.
Oh my.
Bread. So, if one more DM shows up, Lisa Barlow is going to get her cybersecurity team on it.
Bitch, you've been warned.
Yes, ma'am. I want to see, like, all of her, like, side team, like, in a group. Like, all of her lawyers, all of her cyber team people. Like, what else would she have? She probably had bodyguards, like, at least a bodyguard.
I mean,
private investigators.
She's got it all. She's got a whole team.
I
They're
hope
all
so.
wearing Armani suits.
Oh, I hope to God.
Notice Meredith does not lose her cool because she's only drinking tea.
Mm-hmm. And she's also probably like, this is ridiculous. Like, or she's like, damn it, I'm caught. And
she's
I'm just
like,
not going to make a big deal about
it.
it.
I mean, she's a lawyer. She knows not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, again, it's hard for me, even though I don't know Meredith Marks. I've only met her a few times, but I just, it's hard for me to imagine that anyone is that kind of human. I don't know. But at the very end, they all get up from the table, and Meredith immediately goes to her phone and deletes all her fun stuff.
That's what I. That's when I was like, when they filmed her looking at her phone. I'm like, ooh, Meredith, don't look at your phone right now. You look suspicious.
Delete profile. Well, our profiles are not deleted on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at The Real Housebears. On Twitter, you can find us at Real Housebears. You can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com or buy merch at realhousebears.redbubble.com.
See, you do that so well.
Yes.
You could watch us on YouTube or Spotify, and you could also listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you're anywhere that you could give us a nice little rating, please give us a good rating and a nice little review, and we will make you #HouseBears famous. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Beautiful day. There we go.
If there's a Salt Lake City episode next week, we'll be back next week. If not, have a happy holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.